Dear Patrick, I appreciate you for not hyping me up. I want everybody here to have realistic standards about the quality of content that I will be producing. Video idea wise, I think you should definitely go with favorite video games you played in 2021. I can even start that one off for you. Favorite game I played in 2021, Persona 5 Royal. Done. Anyways, back to me. So, recently, I was in a production. It's based off a niche little book series. You may or may not have heard of it. I was in The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson Musical. Since I was one of the oldest people in the show, it's a youth theater company, I got the privilege of playing multiple adults, 2 gods, 1 monster. Super fun. I had an absolute blast beating children up and yelling at them. But there was something that was less of a blast. The music. The songs in this show are pretty standard for a contemporary pop rock musical. I think Next to Normal really perfected that genre, and I think ever since then, all contemporary Broadway shows have really tried to mimic the stylistic tone of Next to Normal. There was nothing extraordinary about this score, which was kind of a bummer. It hits a lot of those generic pop rock beats that I will be talking about, but while I had some gripes with the music, the cast of The Lightning Thief crushed it. So that will be taken into consideration as well in this little ranking video that we have. Woohoo! So I'm going to be looking at how good the songs are both on their own and based on how well our cast did it. So let's get started. The prologue has some of the worst lines in the entirety of the show. Mommy is too busy. Daddy is too busy. Busy, busy, busy being a god. Yeah! And those kids have issues. Also, they assume that I don't pay attention during Greek mythology class, which is false. My suspension of disbelief, ruined. 2 out of 10. Best line, none. Worst line, all of them. It's alright. A good start to the show. It's pretty hard to listen to if you aren't seeing the show, which sucks. There's a lot of dialogue in between. Percy has some fun lines here, but overall, pretty run-in-the-mill. Big exposition song as well. I got to grow wings in this number, which was fun. I also got stabbed with a sword, so even more fun. 6 out of 10. Best line, this ain't Odysseus' Odyssey. Worst line, being a half-blood is scary. It mostly gets you killed in very nasty ways. This song gives Mother Jackson development, which is nice. Hardest rhythmically out of all the other songs. That said, IDK why they focus so much on Blue Food. Surely a survivor of domestic abuse has other qualities that are strong. IDK. But it has a good message. 7.3 out of 10. Best line, the things that make you different are the things that make you strong. Sounds like my yearbook quote. Worst line, dyslexia? Not cool. Massive dislike. It's supposed to be dreamy, which it does sound like, but it still sounds ugly. Not a fan. Simply not a fan. Not a strong song on its own, nor something I would willingly listen to. 3 out of 10. Worst line, or are my eyes just streaming? What does that even mean? Stunning song. No plot relevance whatsoever, but man is it a banger! Am I biased because I played Mr. D? Yes. But the tempo was marked grumpy swing. How can you not love this song? Apologies for the change in format, but best line? Way out of my favorite, but you said you know what? 'Cause I don't get paid. The only problem I have with this song is that there's a lot of funny stuff in it, but there's no time to laugh at any of it. But is this still an excellent song? Yes. 9.7 out of 10. Worst line? None. Incredibly forgettable. Literally the usual old man mentor song. Sure, it's nice, but I would fall asleep during it. Even though it isn't even all Chiron, it's just not good. Plus the harmonies on this sound off, especially at the end. The last note at the end just does not work. 4 out of 10. Best line, when parents are distant or seem non-existent. Worst line, all of this awkward-ass darkness and doubt. Who says awkward-ass? Ugh, I strongly dislike a belted G5. It never sounds good, especially when you do it multiple times. That said, Clarice is indeed my daughter, and she does sound very good, but it's just too skrelty. The battle in the middle is fun, though. Also, I like the concept of the Kid of Athena versus the Kid of Ares, and at least it's not boring and has a driving beat. 4.2 out of 10. Best line, your goose is cooked, I'm here to cook it. You'll see why that's my favorite later. Worst line, don't mean to boast, I don't mean to brag, because we get a nice slide up to G5 there. It's not the campfire song from SpongeBob, 0 out of 10. Worst line, in reference to Athena, she's sworn off gluten and she's sworn off guys, as if Athena would follow health fads. Best line, in reference to Pan, and nobody's seen him for thousands of years, just because R. Grover played it great. Because this song is so short, I forgot to film a segment about it, but it's spooky, it sounds good, and there's a fun high note at the end, which our Oracle killed. But yeah, since it's a minute long, 5 out of 10? Can't really rate it higher than that. This is the best written song in this entire show. You know that's true because I'm not in it, and I still think it's good. There's this build and a crescendo before the "a dead mom" line, and it's so good. Our Percy, his voice cracked every single time he hit that, and oh my god, it was so powerful. The harmonies are fire, the switching from 4/4 to 3/4 gives that sense of urgency, and I love that. Man, this is such a really well-written song overall. I think it gets Percy's character really well with its lyrics, and it's just really relatable when you're a kid who tries your hardest, but you just can't seem to do well. Good job, writers of the Lightning Thief musical. 9.7 out of 10. Best line? Underwhelming Act 1 finale, but the note that Annabeth holds out is cool. Kudos. I don't really have anything else to say about this song. 6.2 out of 10. Best line, we're gonna march down to the gates of hell. Luke corrects him afterwards. Funny moment. Worst line, won't go halfway. It's all not Sammy. Dumb. Here you see me in my second costume change of the night. Overall, I think I changed costumes 4 times, so. I love me a good patter song. This song's fast, there's some fun wordplay going on here, very Sondheim-esque, and come on, you gotta love it. How can they know where we are when we don't even know how are we gonna survive? Sounds like something from Into the Woods, which is funny because they are in the woods. 8 out of 10. Worst line, the phrase, dude, like, listen, please, irrelevant sentence. Best line, the whole, to Los Angeles bit that they have, with they got off the bus, to Los Angeles, da-da-da-da, to Los Angeles. I think that's very funny. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts on this song. First off, this song just screams high school girl audition song, which isn't a bad thing per se. It just means a lot of girls relate to this song, which is great. There's that aspect of misogyny in there, having to work harder than your male friends, that aspect of wanting to leave a mark on the world. These are all really relatable things to teenagers. This song also gives great insight into Annabeth's character. All rock musicals need their Superboy Invisible Girl, and that's this song. That being said, I've heard so many covers of this song that it's kind of lost its luster. 7.5 out of 10. Best line? So the best thing you can do is run away. Hashtag relatable. Worst line? Most girls never win if they're polite. I get what they're going for, but I don't like the phrasing of this. I should specify, all of the shots of myself that aren't obviously backstage is still me doing the choreography to the number. Anyways, Aries' harmony sucks in this song. Me and the homies hate it. But that aside, it's a very jaunty song. I love me a good road trip song, very moving right along-esque. I feel like it would have been a lot better if everyone had done a country accent. I don't like how much of the plot in this book is condensed in this song. I think that we should have given the Lotus Hotel more time, given Aries more time, instead of including a really unneeded song later on in the show. 7 out of 10. Best line, like an arrow from Orion, keep on straight and keep on trying. Worst line, the Oracle can it. I'll save my mom and save the planet. Barely a song. Pass. This is Grover's song. I think this show really excels in its solo songs. Those songs are the ones that get the message across the clearest and are usually the best structurally. So yeah, this definitely falls into that category. A kid dies in it, which takes balls. It's a quiet song, which is a nice change in pace. This gives really good development and motivation to Grover. I think this number is best played as a small one, which kind of went against what our production did. We tried to push in as many people into the song as possible, which sort of goes against the message of it, I think. As long as you get a nice tenor to sing this, then you'll have a very lovely moment. Love me a good character song. Also, shout out to Ryan, our Grover, for recording himself singing this. 7 out of 10. This is perhaps the most useless song in the whole show. No important information is learned, doesn't give any character insight, doesn't move the plot forward, has useless cameos from Janet Jackson, Kurt Cobain, etc. That said, my god, is this song banging! You just need to dance when you hear it, period. It's so good. I'm torn because this song is so thematically and plot irrelevant, but oh my god, it's so funky. I'm giving this a reluctant 7.10. I hate that I'm scoring it this high, but it's just so fun. Listen! Also, shout out to our Charon, who fucking nailed this song. Best line. This is my 10 out of 10 song. My favorite song in the entire show. Okay, let me break this down for you as to why it's the best. It's incredibly plot relevant. It has an excellent melody. We get a battle in the middle of the song, which is such a good addition. And we also get one of my favorite things, repeated melody lines. We get the good kid echo. We get the Mrs. Jackson Strong echo. We get the Poseidon echo. And we get the put you in your place echo. Like Ares says, your meat is minced, I'm here to mince it, which echoes what Clarice says with the your goose is cooked, I'm here to cook it. Okay, and I'm also not going to try to justify this. I get fight choreography. I get to punch Grover in the face. Like, look at this. Oh my god, this was such a fun number to do, to be in. What a great climax to the plot. Psych, that wasn't the climax at all. This is the climax. God, the pacing of this musical is terrible. I really hate how there's this chanting of summer in the background of the song. It's bad. Which sucks because the good kid reprise is so good. Like having Luke repeat what Percy said just shows that they were both thinking that same thing. They just took different ways to approach it. It doesn't feel like a song that ends the show, but I guess here we are. A 6.3 out of 10. Best line. I've been here since I was a kid. Okay, maybe this is a controversial take, but I am not the biggest fan of this song. Not the vibe of an ending song. The overlapping parts at the end is pretty fun. I love when that happens, but I think other than that, it's just fine. This song implies a second musical, and I hate when shows do that. Plus, her choreography was kinda cheesy. Not a fan. 5 out of 10. Best line, because the sea doesn't like to be restrained. I think that's a very poetic statement. Worst line, feeling stoked, feeling queasy. Again, find me 2 teenagers that would ever use those words in a sentence. Hey Patrick, do you remember when you said this was going to be a series of short videos? Yeah, I do too. Thanks for sticking with me for 13 minutes while I rambled about The Lightning Thief, the musical. I think I'm going to go cry and listen to the cast album again now. See you next week. And Patrick, the floor is yours. Please talk about whatever you want. Special thanks to the cast of The Lightning Thief. I love all of you. I appreciate all of you. And thank you for letting me use the footage of all y'all.